Hello, you wonderful, awesome, amazingly fabulous people. We are on day 13 of the devotion book Driven. Day 13 is entitled Choose Your Battle and comes from 1 Samuel 30, verses 1 and 2, which reads as follows. Now it happened when David and his men came to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south and attacked Ziklag. They burned it with fire and had taken captive the women and those who were there from small to great. They did not kill anyone but carried them away as they went their way. So basically, David and his men were out fighting one battle. And when they returned, they saw that their wives and their children have been taken captive. And there's just so much in these particular verses and the whole story surrounding it. But one thing I wanted to just hone in on is that David and his men were fighting one battle, but the enemy was really more interested in another one because he came for the heart. He came and he took their children and their wives. And that's what mattered most to them. It wasn't a physical land that they were trying to protect that meant most to them, but it was the wives and their children, their legacy. And we often can be distracted by the enemy thinking that this is what is really going on. But in fact, no, that's not even what the enemy is coming for. We might be fussing with our spouses about socks on the floor, but the enemy is coming after our heart. The enemy is coming after the relationship in its entirety. We might see things one way, but the enemy is just a distraction, and we have to be wise. We have to realize that the enemy is using people, to come against us. Often those people that we love, that we have a relationship with, that we have expectations for, but the enemy is just using them, and so we attack that person thinking, that's where it's coming from, but really it's the enemy. It is Satan trying to destroy our relationships. It is Satan that is trying to get us to be hurt by folks in the church and leave the church and to isolate ourselves. Because when we begin to isolate ourselves from people and from the church, then he can start to implant things in our mind. We begin to think, well, everybody's like this. That's how those church folks are. They really didn't love you, or you're unlovable. And so we just really have to be wise. We have to really be mindful and prayerful and try not to come after the person, but see what's going on behind the scenes. See how the enemy is working behind those scenes. So just be wise and choose your battles. Choose your battles. We might be fighting a person, but it's not that person that we are fighting. It is the work of the enemy. All right, y'all. I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section. Y'all take care and see you tomorrow.